Chapter 12, the second part of the Chronicle's tale. That night, we ate at the great hall of Lord Bertolf and Lady Gilbert Bertolf. It was a classical meal of the French lords. It started with boiled meats, and it moved on to grilled meats, continued with fried meats, and ended with the cheese. The lord and the lady sat with Fabian at the high table. I wanted to learn more about the two children, who were supposedly medical workers, so I sat at the table near the front of the hall with them and the other knights. I noticed right away that Jacob was very picky. The first dish was boiled swan, with the head still attached, which he would not touch. Next was a grilled pig. He wouldn't eat that either. That's when I began to suspect that he was not a Christian, but a Jew. When a plate was brought filled with fried meat, he asked what was on it. The server didn't know, so he didn't eat that either. Finally, the cheese was served. It had a bright orange rind, and it came in small, round, flat-bottomed containers of birch bark. These rounds were placed between every two diners. Jacob eagerly grabbed a rind of bread and went to dip it into the cheese, and then he reared back as if he had been slapped. "What's wrong?" asked Jean. "Ugh, it's putrid." Jean smelled it. "Blech, it's rotten." She looked up and she saw Marmaluke was about to dip his bread into the cheese. "Sir Marmaluke," she whispered urgently, "don't eat it. It's gone bad." Marmaluke cocked an eye at her, and then with a dash of theatricality, he took the bread and dipped it and then lifted it, dripping with yellow soupy cheese, to his mouth. He paused, inhaled the odor of the cheese deeply, and then popped it into his mouth. He closed his eyes and he leaned his head back and chewed slowly. Jean and Jacob watched the performance in horror. Finally, Marmaluke swallowed and smiled, leaning towards the children. "It's not rotten, it's épousses, from Burgundy, the best cheese in the kingdom of France." He paused. His eyes became misty and distant, which probably means that it's the best cheese in the world. He kept staring into the distance. "Maybe it's poison," Jean whispered. "I think he's lost his mind." Marmaluke straightened up and laughed. Not eating that cheese would be insanity. He returned to the pile of bread ends and the goopy, pungent cheese. Jean and Jacob leaned over their own stinking serving of the stuff. Jean poked at it with her finger. It was soft and sticky, almost like honey. Disgusting, putrid honey. "You're not going to eat it?" Jacob asked her. Jean stared at the cheese balefully. "On the one hand, I'm still hungry. On the other, it smells like my cow's butt." "You could just eat bread. I'm just going to eat the bread." Jean looked again at Marmaluke. He and his brother had nearly finished their cheese and were now scraping their wooden container with the stale rinds of the bread. How could they be enjoying it so much? Jean wondered. She was curious, and like she said, she was still hungry. So